teams doing high fives. I saw a cheer over here at team 18. I saw a lot of thumbs up over at team 7. I mean, you're happy because you immediately know from the scratch card whether or not you were right. Now you're in this decision where you don't yet know what the right answer is. And maybe not everyone on your team was on board with the consensus answer you picked, right? It might have been a really hard discussion. Now this is what happens in medicine, right? In medicine, we practice medicine in teams. There's usually a team of people taking care of a patient. And sometimes there's disagreement about what to do next, or what the meaning of something is, an image, a lab result. The team has to discuss. Sometimes the team doesn't agree on what the plan should be, doesn't agree on exactly how to proceed, the best approach in this particular case. This is part of what we're training you. We're training you that you need the communication skills to be able to talk on teams. When other people on the team disagree with you, you have to find a way to work through that. You can't just stomp your foot and say, you know, you people are idiots and leave the classroom. I mean, well, you could, but we would be chasing you out the door and say, come back. Teamwork is learning to work it out even when people around you disagree. Now, our teams in the School of Medicine stay together, our team-based learning teams, for a whole semester. So you'd be working with the same 6 people from August to Christmas, and then from the Christmas break until June, and then again in the 3rd year a new team. So you switch 3 times and have 3 kinds of experiences. So over a repeated experience, you get to know who on your team usually has the right instinct. You get to know who is always showing up prepared. You get to know who is usually, you know, pretty far off the mark, but you know how to best talk them into your point of view, or how to best rebut them, or how to there's often students that have a decision, but they don't really want to explain it to you. They're like, you know, it's B. It's B. I know it's B. It's B. Trust me, it's B. Well, no. That person needs to explain to you why it's B, just like if you wanted in a patient to do a CAT scan, but explain to the rest of us why that's the case, right? So the teams are coaching each other in communication skills. The teams are struggling with what to do when the team can't agree on the plan, and you're getting to know each other. And part of the team-based learning exercise, and we won't do this today, but in general, is that after the experience happens, you go online and you fill out evaluations on everyone else on your team. And you can say things like, this person was really valuable today. They really moved the conversation along. This person was really focused on getting everyone to express their reasoning. That was helpful. Or, this person just kept insisting it was B, would not listen to the rest of us, could not be moved, was stubborn, okay? So the students themselves will get that feedback, and it's anonymous. They won't know which one of their teammates said it. But they'll see it and they'll say, oh wow, they thought I was being stubborn. Well, maybe was I being stubborn? You know, I thought I was just being right. But maybe it's not good to be right if I'm also stubborn. You know, so we help the students reflect on what they do in the teams, which is coming from the expression of their own teammates, to think about how can I be a better communicator? How can I build these skills of teamwork to a better degree? How can I help the whole team to go forward? Because the goal is that everyone should have a good learning experience and also good grades. And if the team works well, that's what happens. If the team gets hung up on acrimony and bitterness, which I'm glad to say we seldom really see, but you know, it could happen, you need to work through that. That's what's like in the workplace. The people that you're working with, you normally don't get to pick them all, right? They get assigned with you, work it out. So that's the skill we're practicing. Now we're going to go on to vote on this question. And you may see that you are not in favor of the consensus of the rest of the group, but in the discussion we'll tell you what the experts, and I cannot say I'm personally really an expert in red hot peppers, but this exercise is one that medical schools use to train people in TBL, so it's going around the country. It came from the University of Florida. And so I know what the experts say, and we'll have that conversation. And if you think that you're right, and you find out the vote doesn't go your way, I encourage you to think about it afterwards. That's the whole point of learning, right? Think about what happens in the classroom, reflect on it, maybe look into it a little further. Okay, so the question here is, now you've got this challenge to ingest and chew for 1 minute and so on, so what is your best option for tolerating or obtaining relief? Your folders have these 5 cards that are laminated, like A through E. You want to find the one that corresponds to your pick, and when I ask you to, not yet, but when I ask, hold it up. So we're going to see instantaneously when you hold up your note what the class as a whole is thinking, and then we're going to discuss why different teams chose different answers. All right, so you have your laminated card, you're ready to give me your decision here. What are you going to do in this situation? 3, 2, 1, vote. Okay. We got some C's, we have a lot of D's, there's at least 2 B's. Okay, so we are not in consensus as a large group about what to do here. All right, so I'm going to ask some of you to defend the answer you picked. Team 18, you're holding up a B. I want you to pull the microphone forward, press the microphone button, and tell us why you picked B, which would be a shot of tequila.
I read that it dissolves in fat and alcohol. And there's also discussion on our table that cold is not a good thing in trying to process the spiciness, so that left to be.
So B, because you like the alcohol and you're not in favor of coldness. All right, so that was your reasoning there. Another team picked B. Was it over here? Same reason or something additional? Please move the microphone forward, press the button so it's green, and tell us.
I think it was generally the same reason.
Okay, same reason. So the B's are sticking with, they don't like cold, they do like alcohol. All right, do we see some D's? I did see quite a few D's. Table 1 has a D. Table 7, you want to tell us your reasoning? You were saying frozen yogurt. Okay. Speak into the microphone.
I thought that the 2 answers on there were both alcohols. And in taking exams, decided that probably would eliminate those 2. And in addition, decided the frozen yogurt, which was a milk. Milk was something that was always recommended for taking care of heat, for capsaicin in the mouth. That's what our choice was.
Okay, so table 7 likes the cold. Table 8 did not like the cold. You want to rebut it all, or they're entitled to their opinion, you're going to stick with B? I mean, she made a pretty good argument there. You believe her? He's thinking it over. All right, so this is what we try and do in the classroom. We get the students to debate each other if they can, if they disagree. So that was one reasoning for, that was D. Another table, table 1, you want to tell us? Pull the microphone forward and tell us.
Well, I don't have personal experience with this, but we have some pepper growers here, and they recommended that yogurt was good, and also alcohol. It was mentioned in the article, but it was used for dissolving the pepper, and then they diluted it with sugar and water. And yogurt has sugar. I think the alcohol would just dissolve it and cause it to spread around your mouth and to go into your skin cells and stuff.
Okay, so you like water, you like sugar. Interesting you didn't say cold, which was this, they picked B, but they were focusing on cold, but you didn't use that in your reasoning. And you don't like alcohol as part of the solution to a problem here. Okay, interesting.